People still think mothers always win in custody battles. I had to fight twice as hard to prove that a working dad is just as capable as a stay-at-home mom. This is the story of how I won 50-50 custody against the outdated tender years doctrine. For a long time, courts automatically favored mothers, especially for young children. This idea, called the tender years doctrine, assumed that moms are naturally the better parent for little kids. Even though the law has officially moved on from this, the bias is still very real in a lot of courtrooms. The modern standard is supposed to be the best interests of the child, which often means looking at who the primary caregiver was. So, what does primary caregiver even mean? It's the parent who handles the day-to-day stuff, who makes the doctor's appointments, who feeds them, bathes them, helps with homework, and tucks them in at night. In many traditional families, this role often fell to the mom, but family structures have changed. Dads are more involved than ever before. So when a separation happens, a judge might still unconsciously lean towards the parent who seemed to be the primary caregiver before the split. For me, this was the biggest hurdle. Because I worked full-time, the assumption was that my ex-partner did more of the caregiving. I had to prove that this was a partnership, not a one-woman show. My strategy was simple: be the active dad and prove it with undeniable consistency. The key wasn't just to say I was involved, it was to show it. I started documenting everything, and I mean everything. I kept a detailed calendar of every single parenting task I performed. Who took our child to the dentist on Tuesday? Me. Who stayed home with them when they were sick? Me. Who attended the parent-teacher conference? Both of us, and I had the notes to prove it. This created a mountain of evidence showing I was not just a fun weekend dad, but a deeply involved, hands-on parent. I made sure I was present for all the big moments and the small ones. I coached the soccer team. I volunteered for the school field trip. I made sure I was the one handling bedtime routines on my nights. This consistency is what wins custody cases. A judge wants to see a stable, reliable, and predictable environment for the child. They're looking for patterns. By showing a consistent pattern of active, responsible fatherhood, you're directly challenging the old stereotype. You're not just telling the court you're a great dad. You're providing them with a day-by-day, week-by-week record that proves it beyond any doubt. It wasn't just about the big gestures. It was the little things. I knew my child's favorite bedtime story, their best friend's name, their allergies, their fears. During evaluations, I could speak in detail about my child's needs, hopes, and daily life. This demonstrated a deep emotional connection and an understanding that went far beyond just providing financial support. I showed that being a working dad didn't mean I was an absent dad. I was building a life with my child, and I had the evidence to back it up. The court started to see the full picture. They saw two capable, loving parents. The old bias that a mother's care is inherently superior began to fade when faced with cold, hard facts about my involvement. The result? We were awarded 50-50 joint physical and legal custody. It wasn't a win against my ex-partner. It was a win for my child, who deserves to have two active and present parents in their life. If you're a dad facing this uphill battle, don't get discouraged. The system may have its biases, but facts and consistency are your most powerful weapons. Document your involvement. Be present. Know the details of your child's life. Show the court, don't just tell them, that you are an essential and equal parent. Your child deserves it. Thanks for watching. If this story was helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more content on navigating co-parenting and father's rights. See you next time.